Catch me cooking in the kitchen, no risk, get ridiculous. Get your bitch to do the dishes. Hey, do the dishes, baby. I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ and flippin', and we ballin' like we Griffin. Hey, like we Griffin, baby. Catch me cooking in the kitchen, no risk, get ridiculous. Get your bitch to do the dishes. Hey, do the dishes, baby. I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ and flippin', and we ballin' like we Griffin. Hey, like we Griffin, baby.
All my niggas play the corners just like they traffic guards. Niggas say they get that work to make me pull your cars. You can get the ounce for two just like a shooting guard. She in love with the two, that's why I screwed you. Standing in the kitchen puffing marijuana. Still get the weed shipped from California. You can hit me on the celly, I will pull up on you. Blast a shot, now the dog side, pull up on you. Stove top with a crop out, whip it back, make it pop loud. The numbers low like a chop block, got a trap jumping like a hopscotch. Smart moves, yeah, the Carter rules, won't touch the work like bosses. Real niggas, they clutching, wrong move and they off you fools. I stand over the stove and I'm locking my wrist. So your bitch wants the dish and she don't wanna feed.
Stay down for the win, now we up for the soul. The come on line, I'm talking about you, you gon' create another.
You can
catch me cooking in the kitchen, no risk, get ridiculous. Get your bitch to do the dishes.
Hey, do the dishes, baby.
I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ and flippin', and we ballin' like we Griffin.
Hey, like we Griffin, baby.
I gon' work, swerve. Got that pot, that hot. Your girl got that thought. After I heard she ice squirt. With that pot that I murdered. Never knew how I will. Kitchen full as I get. Ready for the money, nigga never not working. Money always surfacing. Your girl, she always twerking. And she flirting, that is worth it. And them birds be steady chirping. While I'm driving down the range, I be deep off in her jeans. Like I'm deep off in the game. Get that work though. And these other niggas, they be lame like they cut though. And they talking about they getting bucks but never touch though. What the fuck you callin' fluff for? You niggas lame. Catch a nigga in the kitchen, yeah, I'm getting changed. You know we in the studio, we dropping flames. And if you ever got a problem, I'ma cop my thing. And let it bang. You don't never really want no smoke. You just like a crack fiend, man, your ass a joke. That's all you know. Swerve. Catch me cooking in the kitchen, no risk, get ridiculous. Get your bitch to do the dishes.
Hey, do them dishes, baby.
I get that work and we gon' flip it. CJ ain't flippin', and we ballin' like we Griffin.
Hey, like
catch me cooking
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Get your bitch to do the dishes.
Hey, do them dishes, baby.
I get that work and we gon' flip it, man. CJ ain't.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Jones. With me, our game tonight featuring the Cleveland Cavaliers as they go up against the Celtics out in Boston. Well, for Boston, they've played well of late, winning 5 of their last 6 games. Tonight, an opportunity to continue that trend. And already the grind of the new season starting to show. Shaq, how do you stay fresh for the long haul, both as a player and as just a massive individual?
Veteran guys, you got to know how to pace yourself. And minute restrictions, it really has become a bigger part of the game.
Yeah, I agree. So, injury history, always taken into account now. This is why you have to develop depth.
Always was straightforward, never against the grain. Smoking backwoods to keep my mental sane. Man, you gotta watch these niggas, they be moving strange. Had to see that shit straight. For real, them closest niggas, they'll begin to hate. Nigga just been chillin'. My mind is on the nigga. My mind is on the nigga. Let's get it.
Catch me cooking in the kitchen. Get your bitch to do the dishes, baby. I get that work and we gon' flip
A terrific evening look at Old Town Bend. The historic city of Boston is our backdrop tonight. The Cavaliers are out of Cleveland as they take on their Eastern Conference rival in tonight's contest. It's Wednesday Night Basketball, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge. Special treat for our viewers this evening. The sports guy, Bill Simmons, is with us.
It's half of a special treat as Brent Barry is, but I'm going to do my best.
Brent Barry's pretty good,
He's
isn't he?
really good at stuff, yeah.
He reads you a lot.
Half a treat is better than a whole treat, right? I mean, come on.
Honored to be here.
Thrilled to be back in Boston. The Celtics ready for that home court advantage. You love to get the ball rolling early. And David Aldridge.
So guys,
on this game today, it's all about court spacing, DA. Thanks for the report. Bill, you're a basketball historian. How do you rank the Celtics compared to other franchises in this league?
Third surliest fans, I would say. Maybe second highest expectations and the best history. It's out of the history standpoint. The Celtics have the best. Lakers have the second best, but I would not count them because they moved from Minneapolis. And then the Knicks are last because all they do is lose.
And they're so surly.
Yeah, very surly.
Look at Cleveland's starting group. Love is the 4 with Thompson in the middle. Sexton is out there with Rodney Hood. And it's O'Neal in at small forward.
Showing some initiative there.
yeah,
Still get the weed shipped from California. You can hit me on the celly.
he takes advantage of what the defense is providing him, and that's the first bucket of the game.
Here's Sexton. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Sexton's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And Simmons kicks to Horford. Here's Big Dog, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Sensational pass by Horford on that play. Terrific job whipping the ball over to the open man.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Now here's Hood. Tight defense on him. The pass to O'Neal. Shot clock at 5. Sexton. No good with the triple. And it's Williams with the ball for the Boston Celtics. This game against Cleveland is the first time they've met this season.
Yeah, and they came out with a W every time they played this squad last year. A stark contrast drawn between the conference's haves and have-nots.
Good work there as it goes.
Close to the rim and having an intent to score. That's an assertive play from Rodney Hood.
And Simmons kicks to Horford. Pass to Williams. There's Big Dog. Goodbye, Hood. Big Dog, the pass to Williams. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
Now their offense is rolling. A perfect start. 4 of 4 so far.
Love outside. Right wing. To the middle. And Love throws it down.
Kevin Love showing you he's got a little vert getting up to the rim.
The Celtics have gone 4 of 4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Williams against Love. Bill, a top advisor for the U.S. High School Athletics and Activities Division, recommended that schools adopt esports programs. What's your take on that?
I'm all in. It's probably my son's only chance to go to college. So I really hope it happens. Now, listen, the world changes every decade.
I know.
And you got to change with it. And the reality is esports is one of the biggest things we have now. And if you're under 15, you're way more likely to play video games and be good at that than you are to do anything else. So why wouldn't we be able to benefit from that? The whole esports in general, just the audiences they're getting and as a spectator event, that's been building. So why wouldn't that work for college?
Sexton kicks to Thompson. Went on the wing. Back to Thompson. And the call will be against Al Horford. That is his first foul of the game. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Now Sexton against New Orleans, who is really on his game. On the clock.
When a big guy like Horford comes into your peripheral just as you're releasing the shot, it can definitely alter it.
And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That's his first foul. Hood deciding where to go with it. And the shot goes in. Thompson's got his first 2 points.
Yeah, Hood does a good job there of surveying the floor and being ready to deliver the pass.
Down low, Big Dog. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. And that's now 11 points for Big Dog.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
Well, a tip of the cap to the coaching staff here. They're recognizing how well he's playing, so the game plan has been built around it.
With a step back, O'Neal misses. Boston leading by 3. Here's Big Dog. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line. And Bill, through your column, you became known as the Boston sports guy. Very connected to your readers. Talk about the fan loyalty in the city of Boston.
Well, the biggest thing is the cold weather. And when it's cold, you really have to attach yourself to certain things. So in Boston, it's the 4 sports teams, and they get you through some cold winters and some 100-degree summers.
And those are terrific teams, too, aren't they?
Usually been good. The knock on wood, Boston's had some good luck over the years. Real low dry spell in the 90s, but other than that, 70s, 80s, 2000s, 2010s, it's been great.
Thompson passes to Sexton. Baseline J on the way. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Sexton's got 5 points so far.
A dangerous score from mid-range. Sexton loves to take that shot when he gets it in rhythm. As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
O'Neal against Tatum. O'Neal kicks to Sexton. He feeds it to Hood. Uses the glass to finish the layup. He's got 7. And here is Simmons. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Horford the pass to Big Dog. And there it is for him.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And so Hood will bring it up for Cleveland. They trail by 6. Here's Big Dog by Hood. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That one on Love. For Boston, they have shot just 1 free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game. The first free throw is good. Zizic has checked in for Thompson. Both free throws good from Big Dog.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Sexton kicks to Love. Pass to Sexton. And it's sent back by Horford.
Not in here. Just can't throw stuff up like that around Horford. He sends that one right back.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Ben Simmons. 6th in field goal percentage. And such a great distributor and decision maker, among the top 10 in assists per game.
And back to his phenomenal efficiency from 3, top 10 in the league. His consistent shooting creates so many openings in the defense. The Celtics making a switch here. Hayward's checked in, and he makes both free throws. Bill, you've watched the NBA evolve. Talk about some of the biggest changes over the last decade you've seen.
The three-point line and the threes or foul shots philosophy, I think, is the biggest thing. Just the pace of the game has really improved, and to a really pleasing way for fans. Like just what Steve Nash was doing last decade and those Suns teams, that everybody's playing that way now. I think the social media and the players basically getting rid of the wall between them and the fans, using social media, using Instagram, and we just feel like we know these guys better. And their ability to control their own message now versus where they were 10 years ago. It all started with the decision in LeBron James and has carried through this whole decade. And these guys now, they can get whatever message out they want. They can criticize the president. They can criticize their own team. They can ask for a trade. If they get called out by some writer or somebody that's a hit piece, they can go back at the guy and sick all their fans on the writer.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Fox, he's checked in for Williams. Brown comes in for Jason Tatum. And Simmons subbed in for Ben Simmons. A switch here also for Cleveland. Henson's checked in for Kevin Love. Just 5 on the clock. Brown the pass to Big Dog. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Going back to our topic from a moment ago, Bill, you mentioned the interaction between players and social media and how that's become a new facet, a skill we're seeing daily from players.
There's just way more accountability now. And I'm really impressed by how polished the guys are that come in the league now. And I think the LeBron generation, LeBron, Wade, some of the Chris Bosh, some of those guys from the last generation that came up and became vets and really knew how, Paul Pierce, who knew how to handle their business. Now these new guys come in, they're 19, 20 years old, and they act like they're 30. I'm sure you see it at the games.
Shocking.
Whereas in the 90s, it was a free-for-all. You had these guys who, if you gave them a live mic, you were terrified. And now these guys are 19 years old, giving like, you know, long interviews to reporters. It's how are you doing this?
Tatum in particular is very
Tatum's already good at being a bad interview. Like he doesn't say anything. He knows how to dodge any question. It's like, you're 19. How do you know how to do this?
O'Neal against Brown. O'Neal kicks to Sexton. Bill, you've done quite a few player interviews over your life, and I'm sure there are some guys that have surprised you with what they've got to say.
Yeah. I think we're in a really cool generation with basketball players where there are these really thoughtful guys who aren't afraid to share stuff. You know, some of the guys try to protect their images and their kind of their manufactured reputations, I would say, to some degree, but for the most part, the candidness of some of these guys, you can't hide on a podcast. If I have you for an hour, you're not going to be able to dodge stuff. You're going to have to talk.
You challenge people, that's the beauty of the podcast.
Well, and I don't have notes, so I do it. I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, and we're going. And you got to be ready.
That's how Larry King used to do it.
Yeah. So some guys are ready. Like Durant was great. Durant was ready to talk. We did 5 podcasts, and everything's on the table with him. But my favorites are, you know, somebody like Kyrie came in, really smart, kind of sort of ready to go, but not totally, but then got into it. And those are usually the best ones.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
O'Neal against Brown. Now, here's Sexton. Defense right on him. Inside. And stolen by Hayward. Here's Big Dog. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Terrific anticipation, using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Here's Sexton. Second shot opportunity. And there's the nice layup by Henson. Henson's got his second basket.
Well, John Henson is out there to attack the glass and try and be a force. This is a big part of how he generates any of his offense.
Back to Hayward. Celtics passing it around. This is it to Big Dog. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Big Dog's got 26.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Here's Sexton. 5 points in the game. Oh, and here we go with Simmons. Nobody back.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
Sexton kicks to Henson. Fox with the steal. Brown the pass to Big Dog. Brown feeling it out a bit. Shot from 16. Count it. Good. And now it's an 8-point Celtic lead.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
O'Neal against Brown. There's 48 seconds left to play here in the first. The shot by Sexton, no good.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Brown kicks to Simmons. Now the pass to Big Dog. Shot clock at 6. Stolen by Henson. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Hood. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
And the turnover again by Boston. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
Away from home, you got to execute.
So Boston ends up going with a new group. Then for the Cavaliers, Thompson, he's checked in for Zizic. Kevin Love comes in for Nance. And Ellison's subbed in for O'Neal. The free throw off from Horford. Cleveland's gone 1-6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let them fly. Bill, with last year's do-or-die season finale between Minnesota and Denver, final game of the regular season, momentum is gathering for a play-in tournament, maybe for the last two playoff spots. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I wrote about this in 07. I called it the entertainingest hell tournament, where basically the first 7 seeds were guaranteed, and the 16 teams that didn't make it out of the 2 conferences, they just went head-to-head, single elimination. And then you have the final 2 games in New York City, and you blow it out, and you have a fun thing with it. I think that Minnesota-Denver game was important, and maybe the solution is you have the 6 seeds guaranteed in each conference. And then you have 7, 8, 9, 10 in each conference, and you just have playing games. You have 7 versus 10. You have 8 versus 9. You do it over the course of a couple days. Use the TV revenue from that, because you could get good money from that to maybe shorten the season.
Great idea.
Would be, for me, the #1 thing I would change about the league. I think we should have a 70-game season. You could talk me into 76, but there's too many games. There's too many nights where the players... I just think basketball is really hard to play.
They've got Horford. Tatum out there with Williams. Then there's Ben Simmons. And it's Big Dog in at the shooting guard position. That's the Boston 5. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Big Dog in the last matchup against the Nuggets was tremendous. Just a staggering number of points, and did his thing on the defensive end with a number of steals. He racked up big numbers in what was a really good performance. Can he carry it over tonight? We'll see, Kevin.
Thanks for checking in, D.A. He was phenomenal for them in that game. It was fun to watch.
And not just fun for us, but it had to be fun for him as well. Everything was working, and he just seemed to enjoy and embrace every minute of it.
And I love having fun, but fun comes at a cost, and that cost is work and effort. So let's not get too far away from that tonight. He was a workhorse in this one.
Good. This is to Sexton. To the inside. Love. Out to Hood. Goes back up. That's in. Coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising. It's such a tight game.
The shot's good from Big Dog.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
Well, they've been turning that ball over way too much, and they really need to address this if they want to win this game. Huddle up, boys.
Gordon Hayward's checked in for Williams. And Cleveland with a change here, too. Henson's checked in for Kevin Love. Cleveland's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Bill, you know the Celtics so well. What were your first reactions when you heard about the Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen trade?
Well, the Ray Allen trade, I was upset because that was the 5th pick in the draft. And we had just not gotten Kevin Durant or Greg Oden. And it just seemed like they were treading water for 44 wins. But that set up the Kevin Garnett trade. And then it's like, oh my God, this team might actually win the title. And then they did.
And the chemistry between those three, including Paul Pierce, amazing.
Amazing. Not as amazing recently. I think it got a little less amazing. And there was some feuding with Ray Allen and Rondo and stuff. But in 2008, amazing.
It's terrific. And a title.
Yeah, 1 title. Should have been 2.
Should have been 2.
2009 was actually a better team, and KG got hurt.
He misses the free throw.
Well, it's interesting to watch him because he's putting his body on the line to get to the line. We didn't see this during the first quarter, but he's making up for it here.
Good on the second free throw. Cavaliers trailing. And it's Big Dog with the foul. That's his first foul. Celtics on D. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Taking a look at San Antonio, they're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And, you know, the Celtics, they're just so locked in right now. It doesn't matter who they're playing. I know it's still early in the season, but they may turn out to be the team to beat. And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Here's Hood, and he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Pretty good at slicing to the cup there. Rodney Hood makes a good read and gets into the seam.
Simmons finds Horford, and here is Tatum. He's covered by Thompson. Here's Big Dog. And Henson pulls it down.
Defense has to feel fortunate. Somehow he missed that opportunity, and still, there's no reason for them to give up that kind of open shot.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession. Sexton kicks to Thompson. Ellenson passes to Thompson. Bill, several of your books have been bestsellers. How did it feel to see your work so well received around the world?
I think I was really happy that the basketball book did well because I spent a long time writing it, and it was 700 pages. And when it got mailed to me, it was so big, I thought people would just be terrified of it. And, you know,
I think they embraced it.
Yeah, I think they did. They liked it. I designed it for people to be able to put on their toilet or bring on an airplane or whatever they want to do with it. But I was always amazed that there wasn't a basketball book that tried to kind of group all these other books and some of the opinions and all the misinformation. Like the fact that, honestly, the reason I wanted to write the book was just that people thought Will Chamberlain was better than Bill Russell. And yet every single thing written in the 60s was that Bill Russell was better. And all the players would say Bill Russell was better. And when they played together, Bill Russell's team won. So it's like, how do we get to the point where people think Will Chamberlain was better? So it was that and some other stuff that made me want to write the book.
Back to Hood. Now, here's Sexton. Guarded by Simmons. Clock at 4. Puts it up from 17. They grab their own miss. The shot's good from Henson.
This is where he should operate. Henson has developed his skills, but has limited range.
And Simmons kicks to Horford. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Well, we want to thank the sports guy for being here, enlightening as always. Bill, what a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, I hope my son was impressed. Thank you, Kevin.
I'm sure he was. And Brett, always cool, isn't it, to hear what Bill's thinking? He comes at things from a variety of angles.
Yeah, the pop culture stuff and the bits from personal life and his interaction around the game. He certainly has a passion for basketball, and it's great that Bill's adding some color to the audience's experience.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Thompson outside. Here's Hood. Rebound by the Celtics.
And right now, I think just his demeanor is hurting the team. His shooting's been off, and he knows it.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
They time it right. They can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
And that's how you want to end the quarter.
And it's Big Dog with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Fox, he's checked in for Boston. Zizic has checked in for Cleveland. O'Neal comes in for Rodney Hood. Now, here's Sexton. He's guarded close.
And because of the combination of strength and blazing speed, Sexton can get to the line at a high rate.
The Cavaliers have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6. Celtics making a switch here. Brown's checked in. Good on both.
And guys, this is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line. Perfect this quarter.
That's how you set up your teammates. Done with a little bit of flair.
So it's the Cavaliers now. 6-point game. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Detroit, where they'll face the Pistons. That'll be the second of this two-game road trip. Sexton, the pass to Westfall, and it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here. Just 4 seconds left in the second quarter. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's the Boston Celtics with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And now we'll... Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. And you know, Big Dog has been really making it happen, guys.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, he has been dominant as we expected coming into this one. Skilled and relentless.
On the court for Cleveland, Love is the 4 with Thompson in the middle. Rodney Hood out there with Sexton. And it's O'Neal in at the small forward position. Brent, we're seeing a number of superstars sign shorter contracts with early opt-outs. Why have we seen that trend?
Well, I think in some of those cases, the players are knowing that the opportunity for a larger cap in the successive years, they want the opportunity to maximize their earning potential. So seeing a Kevin Durant or a LeBron James sign a one-year deal or a 1+1, it gives them the opportunity to cash in a year later for the type of contract that they deserve, the maximum contract allowed.
No good from Big Dog. The Cavaliers trail by 3. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Sexton with it. Outguarded by Simmons. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Sexton. Over Simmons. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson.
Let's take a quick look at the numbers for Big Dog. Tops in scoring, first in steals, and such a great distributor and decision maker, among the top 10 in assists per game.
And his scoring abilities are just so far out of sight. #1 overall right now. No one's been able to slow him down or even come close. Back to Tatum. Big Dog, the pass to Simmons. And he banks in the layup. Simmons got his second bucket.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Al Horford is a multiple all-star. And if you count his stats, you miss what he brings to the table. When you factor in his passing, his defense, his efficiency, he does all the things that help you win. Coach Brad.
Chilling at the crib, rolling sticky. Backwood got me lifted like a goddamn suspension. I'm self-sufficient, I'll be damned if I'm quitting. Listening to Wayne, I've been new, the sky's the limit. Niggas be fake, out to the skies and gimmicks. I'm too self-made, ain't got time for politicking. Fuck them niggas.
Even said, Al Horford averaging 15 points a game for you is like other guys averaging 27. Devin?
The definition of a pro. Terrific guy. Thank you, D.A. No good from Big Dog.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
O'Neal against Tatum. Teardrop shot. Williams with the block.
The reach of Williams is outstanding. He uses it to perfection to deny shooting.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. Well, Greg, we know that Kevin Love is a great passer, but just how much more does that open up for his team?
I mean, his outlets get the team up and moving in terms of transition faster than probably anyone else could. and very hard to double love with the ball as his awareness.
Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen. R&B
Catch me cooking in the kitchen, no risk, ridiculous. Get your bitch to do the dishes. Hey, do the dishes, baby. I get that working with.
And that passing that you mentioned immediately will find the open man. His Love's passing alone is probably worth about 10 extra points a game for his team.
Nancy's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Hood comes in with the double team. Horford the pass to Big Dog. Tatum on the wing. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Cleveland's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc, 6 of 15. And Nance kicks to Sexton. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
Got that one up quick. Big Dog.
Whip it back, make it pop loud. The numbers low like a chop block. Got a trap jumping like it's hopscotch. Smart moves, yeah, the Carter rules. We don't touch the work like bosses, niggas. And real niggas, they clutching. Wrong move, and they off you fools. Stand over the stove and I'm
got 48.
And how about that floor awareness there from Tatum? It does a good job of scanning the court and getting the ball to the open man.
Here's Hood. Love trying to break loose. And Hood the bucket on the assist by Sexton. Sexton's got assist number 8 here in this one already. And Simmons kicks to Tatum. Passes to Big Dog. Dishes it to Horford. There's Big Dog by Hood. Big Dog the pass to Horford. Nice pass. Right into the rack perfectly for the layup. Horford's got his second basket of the night. And so Hood will bring it up for Cleveland. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. And Nance kicks to Hood. No good. That would have tied it.
Man, that's a clean shot, too. You got to sink those. He must be disappointed that he blew that chance.
And nicely done. Running the floor well, then attacking the rim.
Now, the exclamation point in transition with the high percentage finish.
And it's Hood again missing.
Well, he made 1 3 in the first half, but he hasn't found a way to connect again from outside during the second. Well, it's one thing to play good defense, but then to alter the shot and get the rebound, that's a good day's work.
And he gets the bucket. Hood's got 19.
I get that working, we gon' flip it. Flipping, then we ballin' like catch me cooking in the kitchen. Risk it, ridiculous. Get your bitch to do the dishes. I get that working, we gon' flip it, man. Flipping, then we ballin' like we Griffin, baby. Bitch, I'm trying to ball with secrets. There's some niggas that a bitch ass just like his fault and chillin' at the crib, rollin' sticky. Backwood got me lifted like a goddamn suspension. Too self-sufficient, I'll be damned if I'm quick. Listening to Wayne, I've been new, the sky's the limit. Niggas be fake, out here disguising gimmicks. I'm too self-made, ain't got time to politicking. Ayy, fuck them niggas, we be grinding. I've been up all night and I'll be damned if I get tired. I told these niggas I'm different, you can tell I got different wires. I'm in the studio daily, trying to have my face on fire. Backwood filled with gas, got a nigga on autopilot. Blood and suicide, every day I'm getting fried, bitch. Ayy, solid nigga, I be damned if I ever change. Always was straightforward, never against the grain. Smoking backwoods to keep my mental sane. Man, you gotta watch these niggas, they be moving strange. Hey, had to see that shit straight. For real, them closest niggas, they'll begin to hate. Nigga just been chillin'. My mind is on the million. My mind is on the million. Let's get it. Catch me cooking in the kitchen. No risk it. Ridiculous. Get your bitch to do the dishes. Hey, do the dishes, baby. I get that working, we gon' flip it. Flippin', then we ballin' like we Griffin, baby. Catch me cooking in the kitchen. No risk it. Ridiculous. Get your bitch to do the dishes. Hey, do the dishes, baby. I get that working, we gon' flip it. Flippin', then we ballin' like we Griffin, baby.
I come in the kitchen. You in the kitchen. R.I.P. Damn refrigerator.
Catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Ridiculous, get your bitch to do the dishes.
Hey, do the dishes, baby.
I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ ain't flipping, and we ballin' like we grippin'.
Hey, like we grippin', baby.
Catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Ridiculous, get your bitch to do the dishes.
Hey, do the dishes, baby.
I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ ain't flipping, and we ballin' like we grippin'.
Hey, like we grippin', baby. All my niggas play the corners just like they traffic guards. Niggas say they get that work to make me pull your cars. You can get the ounce for 2 just like a shooting guard. She in love with the 2, that's why I screwed you wrong. Standing in the kitchen puffing marijuana. Still get the weed shipped from California. You can hit me on the celly, I will pull up on ya. Bladder shot, ladder dots, gotta pull up on ya. Stove top with a crock pot, whip it back, make it pop lock. The numbers low like a chop block, got a trap jumping like it's hopscotch. Smart moves, yeah, the Carter rules, we don't touch the work like bosses. Niggas, real niggas, they clutching, wrong move and they off you fools. I stand over the stove and I'm locking my wrists. Tell your bitch wash the dishes, she don't wanna feed.
Stay down for the winning, now we up for the song. The girl on line, I'm talking about you, you gon' create another.
Now you can
catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Ridiculous, get your bitch to do the dishes.
Hey, do the dishes, baby.
I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ ain't flipping, and we ballin' like we grippin'.
Hey, like we grippin', baby.
I go murder, swerve. Got that pot, that hot. Your girl got that thought. As I heard she ice squirt. With that pot that I murder. Never knew how I will. Kitchen full as I get. Ready for the money, nigga never not working. Money always surface. And your girl, she always twerking. And she flirting, that it's worth it. And them birds be steady chirping. While I'm driving down the range, I be deep off in their jeans. Like I'm deep off in the game. Get that work though. These other niggas, they be lame cut though. They talking about they getting bust but never touch though. What the fuck you callin' fluff for? You niggas lame. Let the nigga in the kitchen, yeah, I'm getting changed. You know we in the studio, we dropping flames. And if you ever got a problem, I'ma cop my thing. And let it bang. I don't never really wanna smoke one. You just like a crank fiend, man, your ass jump. That's all you know. Swerve. Catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Ridiculous, get your bitch to do the dishes.
Hey, do the dishes, baby.
I get that work and we gon' flip it. CJ ain't flipping, and we ballin' like we grippin'.
Hey, like we grippin', baby.
Catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Ridiculous, get your bitch to do the dishes.
Hey, do the dishes, baby.
I get that work and we gon' flip it, man. CJ ain't flipping, and we ballin' like we grippin'.
Hey, like we grippin', baby.
Bitch, I'm trying to ball with niggas. There's some niggas that a bitch ass just like his fault and chillin' at the crib, rollin' sticks. Backwood got me lifted like a goddamn suspension. Self-sufficient, I be damned if I'm quittin'. Listening to Wayne, I been new, the sky's the limit. Niggas be fake, out to the skies and gifts. I'm too self-made, ain't got time for politicking. Fuck them niggas, we been grindin'. I been up all night and I be damned if I get tired. I told these niggas I'm different, you can tell I got different wires. I'm in the studio daily, trying to have my face on fire. Backwood filled with gas, got a nigga on autopilot. Blood and suicide, every day I'm getting fried, bitch. Ayy, solid nigga, I be damned if I ever change. Always was straightforward, never against the grain. Smoking backwoods to keep my mental sane. Man, you gotta watch these niggas, they be moving strange. Ayy, had to see that shit straight. For real, them closest niggas, they'll begin to hate. Nigga just been chillin'. My mind is on the mission. My mind is on the mission. Let's get it.
Catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Ridiculous, get your bitch to do the dishes.
Hey, do the dishes, baby.
I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ ain't flipping, and we ballin' like we grippin'.
Hey, like we grippin', baby.
Catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Ridiculous, get your bitch to do the dishes.
Hey, do the dishes, baby.
I get that come in the kitchen. You know the kitchen. Damn refrigerator. Catch me cooking in the kitchen, no risk it. Ridiculous, get your bitch to do the dishes. Hey, do them dishes, baby. I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ flipping, and we ballin' like we grip. Hey, like we grippin', baby. Catch me cooking in the kitchen, no risk it. Ridiculous, get your bitch to do the dishes. Hey, do them dishes, baby. I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ flipping, and we ballin' like we grip. Hey, like we grippin', baby.
All my niggas play the corner just like they traffic guards. Niggas say they get that work to make me pull your cars. You can get the ounce for 2 just like a shooting guard. She in love with the 2, that's why I screwed you wrong. Standing in the kitchen puffing marijuana. Still get the weed shipped from California. You can hit me on the celly, I will pull up on ya. Bladder shot, now the dots, gotta pull up on ya. Stove top with a crock pot, whip it back, make it pop lock. The numbers low like a chop block, got a trap jumping like it's hopscotch. Smart moves, yeah, the car rules, won't touch the work like bosses. The real niggas, they clutching, wrong move and they off you fools. I stand over the stove and I'm locking my wrists. Tell your bitch watch the dishes, she don't wanna feed.
Stay down for the win, now we up for the song. The Carolina, talking about you, we gon' create another.
Now you can
catch me cooking in the kitchen, no risk it. Ridiculous, get your bitch to do the dishes.
Hey, do them dishes, baby.
I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ flipping, and we ballin' like we grip.
Hey, like we grippin', baby.
Like go murder, swerve. Got that pot, that hot. Girl got that thought. She I squirt with that pot and I murder. Never knew how I will. Kitchen full as I get ready for the money. Nigga never not working. So money always surface. And your girl she always twerking. And she flirting. That is worth it. And the bird be steady chirping. While I'm driving down the range, I be deep off in their James like I'm deep off in the game. Get that work though. Why these other niggas they be lame, they cut though. They talking about they get it, but never touch broken. What the fuck you calling fluff for? You niggas lame. Niggas catch a nigga in the kitchen, yeah, I'm getting changed. You know we in the studio, we dropping flames. And if I ain't never got a problem, I'ma cop my thing. And let it bang. You don't never really wanna smoke us. You just like to crave feed, man, your ass joke. That's all you know. Swerve. Catch me cooking in the kitchen, no risk it. Ridiculous, get your bitch to do the dishes.
Hey, do them dishes, baby.
I get that work and we gon' flip it. CJ flipping, and we ballin' like we grip.
Hey, like we grippin', baby.
Catch me cooking in the kitchen, no risk it. Ridiculous, get your bitch to do the dishes.
Hey, do them dishes, baby.
I get that work and we gon' flip it. CJ flipping, and we ballin' like we grip.
Hey, like we grippin', baby.
Bitch, I'm trying to ball ridiculous. There's some niggas that'll bitch ass just like it's for the chillin' at the crib, rollin' sticks. Backwood got me lifted like a goddamn suspension. Too self-sufficient, I be damned if I'm quittin'. Listening to Wayne, I've been new, this guy's the living room. Niggas be fake, I should disguise again. I'm too self-made, I got time for politicking. Fuck them niggas, we be grindin'. I been up all night and I be damned if I get tired. I told these niggas I'm different, you can tell I got different wires. I'm in the studio daily trying to have my face on fire. Backwood filled with gas, got a nigga on autopilot. Blood in the suicide, every day I'm getting fried, bitch. Hey, solid nigga, I be damned if I ever change. Always was straightforward, never against the grain. Smoking backwoods to keep my mental sane. Man, you gotta watch these niggas, they be moving strange. Hey, had to see that shit straight. For real, them closest niggas that begin to hate. Nigga just been chillin'. My mind is on the mission. My mind is on the mission. Let's get it. Catch me cooking in the kitchen, no risk it. Ridiculous, get your bitch to do the dishes.
Hey, do them dishes, baby.
I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ flipping, and we ballin' like we grip.
Hey, like we grippin', baby.
Catch me cooking in the kitchen, no risk it. Ridiculous, get your bitch to do the dishes.
Hey, do them dishes, baby.
I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ flipping, and we ballin' like we grip.
Hey, like we grippin', baby.
Every time I come in the kitchen,
You the nigga. Alright.
Catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Let's get your bitch to do the dishes. Do the dishes, baby. I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ flip it, and then we ballin' like we Griffin. Like we Griffin, baby. Catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Let's get your bitch to do the dishes. Do the dishes, baby. I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ flip it, and then we ballin' like we Griffin. Like we Griffin, baby.
Niggas play the corner just like they traffic guards. Niggas say they get that work, don't make me pull your car. You can get the ounce for two just like a shooting guard. She in love with the two, that's why I screw it wrong. Standing in the kitchen puffing marijuana. Still get the weed shit from California. You can hit me on the celly, I will pull up on you. Blast shot, now the dots gotta pull up on you. Stove top with a crop pot, whip it back, make it pop loud. The numbers low like a chop block. Got a trap jumping like it's hopscotch. Smart moves, check the car rules. We don't touch the work like bosses. Real niggas, they clutching. Wrong move and they off you fools. Stand over the stove and I'm rocking my wrist. Tell your bitch want the dishes, she don't wanna feed.
Stay down for the winner, now we up for the song. The come on, talk about you, we gon' create another.
Now you can catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Let's get your bitch to do the dishes. Do the dishes, baby. I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ flip it, and then we ballin' like we Griffin. Like we Griffin, baby. I go murder, swerve. Got that pot, that hot. Girl got that thought. After her, she I swerve. With that pot, then I murder. Never knew how I will. Kitchen full as I get. Ready for the money. Nigga never not working. So money always surface. And your girl, she always twerking. And she flirting, and it's worth it. And them birds be steady chirping. While I'm driving down the range, I ain't deep off in their James. Like I'm deep off in the game. That work though. Why these other niggas, they be lame cut though. They talking about they getting bucks but never touch broken. What the fuck you calling bluff for? You niggas lame. Niggas let the nigga in the kitchen. Yeah, I'm getting changed. You know we in the studio, we dropping flames. And if I ain't never got a problem, I'ma cop my thing. And let it bang. I don't never rain water, smoke water. You just like the crack feed, man. Your ass joke. That's all you know. Swerve. Catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Let's get your bitch to do the dishes. Do the dishes, baby. I get that work and we gon' flip it. CJ flip it, and then we ballin' like we Griffin, baby. Catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Let's get your bitch to do the dishes. Do the dishes, baby. I get that work and we gon' flip it. CJ flip it, and then we ballin' like we Griffin, baby. Bitch, I'm trying to ball with deep. Some niggas that a bitch ass just like his fault. Chillin' at the crib, rollin' sticks. Backwood got me lifted like a goddamn suspension. Too self-sufficient, I be damned if I'm quick. Listening to Wayne, I've been new, disguised the living room. Niggas be fake, I should disguise again. I'm too self-made, I got time to politic. Fuck them niggas, we be grindin'. I been up all night and I be damned if I get tired. I told these niggas I'm different, you can tell I got different wires. I'm in the studio daily, tryna have my face on fire. Backwood filled with gas, got a nigga on autopilot. Blood and suicide, every day I'm getting fried, bitch. Ayy, solid nigga, I be damned if I ever change. Always was straightforward, never against the grain. Smoking backwoods to keep my mental sane. Man, you gotta watch these niggas, they be moving strange. Ayy, had to see that shit straight. For real, them closest niggas that begin to hate. Nigga just been chillin'. My mind is on the million. My mind is on the million. Let's get it. Catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Let's get your bitch to do the dishes. Do the dishes, baby. I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ flip it, and then we ballin' like we Griffin. Like we Griffin, baby. Catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Let's get your bitch to do the dishes. Do the dishes, baby. I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ flip it, and then we ballin' like we Griffin. Like we Griffin, baby.
Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen.
Catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Let's get your bitch to do the dishes. Do the dishes, baby. I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ flip it, and then we ballin' like we grippin'. Like we grippin', baby. Catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Let's get your bitch to do the dishes. Do the dishes, baby. I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ flip it, and then we ballin' like we grippin'. Like we grippin', baby.
Niggas play the corners just like they traffic guards. Niggas say they get that work to make me pull your cars. You can get the ounce for two just like a shooting guard. She in love with the two, that's why I screw you wrong. Standing in the kitchen puffing marijuana. Still get the weed shipped from California. You can hit me on the celly, I will pull up on your bladder shot. Now the dogs gotta pull up on you. Stove top with a crop top. Whip it back, make it pop loud. The nose low like a chop block. Got a trap jumping like a hopscotch. Smart moves, check the car rules. We don't touch the work like bosses. Real niggas, they clutching. Won't move and they off you fools. I stand over the stove and I'm locking my wrist. Tell your bitch what the dish, she don't wanna feed.
Stick it out for the winner, now we up for the song. The girl on I'm talking about to be more creative.
Now you can catch me cooking in the kitchen, risky. Let's get your bitch to do the dishes.
Do the dishes, baby.
I get that work and we gon' flip it. Me and CJ flip it, and then we ballin' like we grippin'.
Like we grippin', baby.
I go murk, swerve. Got that pot, that hot. Girl got that thought. She I swerve with that pot and I murder. Never knew how I will. Kitchen full as I get. Ready for the money, nigga. Never not working. Money always surface, and your girl she always twerking. That she flirting, that it's worth it. And the birds be steady chirping. I'm driving down the range, I ain't deep off in their James like I